So many people think that financial trading is just this big, crazy gamble, a total roll of the dice. But what if I told you that for the pros, it's not like that at all? It's a skill, a craft. In this explainer, we're going to pull back the curtain and show you how it's really a mix of art, science, and strategy, and how having the right kind of partner can change everything.
All right, let's just get right to it. Is trading just a big game of chance? A casino where you're just hoping to get lucky? Well, the short answer, absolutely not. At least, not if you're doing it right. And figuring out that difference? Well, that's exactly what we're here to do.
And look at this. This really lays it all out, doesn't it? On one side, you've got impulsive trading. It's pure chaos. You're driven by emotion, you're guessing, you're just hoping. It's like trying to sail through a hurricane with no map. But then, look at the other side. Methodical trading. That's strategy. That's analysis. That is discipline. This isn't just two different styles, folks. This is the line between gambling and building a real career in the markets.
Okay, so let's dig in and build this from the ground up. First up, what really separates the pros from the amateurs? Because trust me, it is so much more than just clicking buy or sell.
So what is trading really? At its heart, it's about getting into the markets with a plan. You're not just reacting to the news, you're trying to get ahead of price moves. And the key words here, the ones you really got to latch onto, are analysis, strategy, and discipline. These are the absolute pillars of trading that lasts. It's what the pros are grinding on every single day.
And this is huge, because the markets are basically designed to mess with your head. They play on our two most powerful emotions, fear and greed, right? The fear of losing money and the greed of wanting more. A pro's real edge isn't just their charts, it's their ability to keep a cool head when everyone else is freaking out. Honestly, winning this game inside your own mind, that's probably the hardest part of the whole thing.
All right, so we know what we're doing and how we're supposed to think. But where does all this happen? Let's take a little tour of the market universe. It is a massive, sprawling place where these financial battles are happening 24/7.
And man, is it diverse. I mean, you can trade pretty much anything you can think of. Stocks in big tech companies? Yep. Currencies, like the dollar versus the yen? For sure. Commodities, like gold and oil? Absolutely. Even the wild world of cryptocurrencies, bonds, you name it. Every single one of these markets has its own unique vibe, its own rhythm.
And just to give you an idea of the sheer scale we're talking about, let's just look at the Forex market. We're talking trillions of dollars moving around every single day. It's mind-boggling. And trying to navigate something that huge and that fast, you can't just wing it. You need some serious tools and a rock-solid strategy.
So how do you actually fly this thing? How do you navigate this crazy universe? Well, you need a cockpit, your own digital control center. Let's look at the basic tools you need to see what's going on and actually make your moves.
Okay, super important distinction here, but it's pretty simple. Think of it this way. Your broker is the one who connects you to the highway. They're your on-ramp to the markets. But your platform, that's your dashboard, your steering wheel, your GPS. It's your command center where you do all your thinking and make all your decisions.
And in that command center, these are your main buttons. A market order is like shouting, "Get me in now." It's all about speed. A limit order is the opposite. It's about precision. You say, "I'm only buying or selling at this exact price." Then you've got your stop loss. This is your eject button, your safety net. It's a defensive move you plan ahead of time. And a trailing stop, that's like a smart shield that follows your profits up, locking in gains. Knowing which one to use and when, that's a key skill.
Okay, listen up, because this next part, this might be the single most important thing we talk about today. Because being a great trader isn't about hitting one lucky home run. It's about surviving. It's about staying in the game long enough to let your strategy actually work. And what's the biggest threat to survival? It's usually this thing right here, leverage. It sounds great, right? You get to control a huge amount of money with just a little bit of your own. But here's the catch, and you have to get this. It's a massive amplifier. It makes your wins bigger, for sure, but it makes your losses bigger and faster than you can possibly imagine.
This sports car analogy is just perfect. Seriously, trading with high leverage is like being handed the keys to a Ferrari. The first thing you want to do is just floor it, right? Feel that rush. But the real pros, the ones who don't crash and burn, they know that knowing when to hit the brakes is way more important than knowing when to punch the gas. So how do you control that Ferrari? With one simple, unbreakable rule. So many professional traders live and die by this. You never, ever risk more than 2% of your trading capital on one single trade. That's it. Not 5, not 10, just 2. Why? Because it means that even a nasty losing streak can't take you out of the game.
And that brings us back to the stop loss. You have to change how you think about this. A stop loss is not a sign that you failed. It is not a sign of weakness. It's a sign that you respect your own money. It's a business decision you make when you're calm and rational, not emotional. It shows you value your capital more than your ego.
Okay, so we've got the mindset, the tools, and the #1 rule for survival. But let's be real. In today's markets, doing all of this perfectly, all the time, under crazy pressure, it's tough. So this is where the modern trader gets their edge, not by replacing their skill, but by bringing on an intelligent co-pilot.
Just look at what a trader is up against today. It's not a stream of data. It's a tsunami. You've got real-time prices flying at you, market sentiment changing by the second, economic news, central bank decisions, geopolitical chaos. I mean, trying to process all of this by yourself and make a smart, unbiased decision in the moment, it's practically impossible for a human being.
So what if you could take that entire chaotic ocean of data and distill it all down into one simple, clear signal that you can actually use? That's the whole idea. And that is exactly what a tool like Tradeglass is built to do. It's designed to cut through all that noise and give you clarity.
So how does it actually do that? Well, first, it analyzes all those dozens of market factors using its own algorithm. Then it synthesizes all that information into a single score, basically telling you if an asset looks strong or weak. Based on that, it gives you clear, data-driven signals. But here's the key part. It doesn't just tell you what, it shows you why. So every single trade becomes a chance to learn and get smarter.
And that quote really nails it. This isn't about some robot trading for you. It's about having a partner. It's like having a tireless co-pilot who sees everything, helps you learn from your decisions, and lets you act with way more confidence and awareness than you could on your own.
So we'll end with this, a question for you to really think about. Are you trading with a clear, disciplined plan, or are you just reacting to the endless, deafening noise of the market? Because how you answer that question and the tools you choose to help you will pretty much define your entire future as a trader.